My friend Jess and I planned to rent an apartment together. We saved for weeks, but the week we gathered enough money and found a place, Jess quit her job and disappeared with all the money we saved. So I started over. After weeks of searching, I found a room in an old rundown house on the edge of the city. The paint was cracked, the windows fogged from inside, but the rent was low. That was all I cared about. The first week was quiet. The house was always cold. No matter how high I turned the heater, I'd hear doors creak open at night, even though no one lived in the rooms next to mine. Sometimes I'd smell cigarette smoke coming from the hallway, but when I checked, it was empty. Once, I met one of the tenants, a woman in her 40s. She was moving her things out in a hurry. Her hands were shaking as she packed. She looked at me and said, "They don't like when you stay too long." When I asked who they were, she just stared past me and whispered, "You'll see." I wanted to leave, but I had nowhere to go. Every night after that, I'd wake up at 3 a.m. The light above my bed would flicker, and I'd see shadows sliding across my walls, shapes that didn't match anything in the room. One night, I woke up to the sound of someone whispering my name over and over right beside my bed. I turned on the lamp, but no one was there. The next morning, I found muddy footprints leading from my door to my bed and back again. I told the landlord. He smiled and said, "Old houses make strange noises." Then he laughed, but his eyes didn't. A few days later, a new tenant moved in downstairs. I heard him talking, laughing, playing music. Then one night, I heard the music stop, suddenly followed by a single scream. The next morning, his room was empty. Door wide open, his things were gone. That was when one of the owners, Eric, came to my door. His hands were trembling. He said, "You shouldn't be here. My brother, he is sick, and sometimes it lead him to doing harm to unfamiliar faces." Before I could answer, a voice from downstairs shouted, "Eric, where is she?" Eric's face went pale. He whispered, "Please, run." I grabbed my bag and sprinted down the hallway. The lights above me shattered one by one. I could hear heavy footsteps behind me, dragging something metallic against the wall. I reached the stairwell, but the steps were slick, covered in something dark. I slipped, caught myself, kept running. At the bottom, the front door was chained. Behind me, I heard a voice, calm and deep. "Don't leave. You belong to the house now." I turned. The older brother stood there, eyes wide, smiling too much. His hands were covered in blood. I ripped the chain off and burst outside. When I looked back, the windows were full of faces, hundreds of them, pale and watching. The next morning, when I brought the police back, the entire house was gone. Nothing left but empty land. The policemen said they had similar story that leads to that same land, so they got me another apartment. That night, someone knocked on my door 3 times.